YouTube Sogyo here, and how do signals work? And in this video I shall be talking about digital signals because it's far more clear how they work, and there are multiple different types of them. Well, there technically are, but there are only two. While with physical signals, those are older than computers, and there are far more different types of them, such as things like Morse code or sign language. Anyway, signals are just used to convey messages at the most basic level, or information, and the way that signals work with computers has to do with light. Now, we can see light, of course. The light we can see on the electromagnetic spectrum is called visible light. That's literally why it's called visible light, because it's the only light that we can see. But there are other types of light, even if they're wavelengths, so how long the light is as a wave, how long it is too long or short for our eyes to be able to pick up and see. That doesn't mean that it isn't there, it just means that we can't see it with our own naked eyes, but technology can. Certain telescopes can, for example, and mainly parts of the electromagnetic spectrum that are used for signals are radio waves and microwaves. Now, these waves generally have longer wavelengths than that of the visible light that we can see around us. Like, some radio waves can have wavelengths of several hundred kilometers, and they are the main things used to transmit signals through the air. I mean, we wouldn't want to use things like X-rays because they'd be ionizing and they'd cause cancer, all that bad stuff. But how do they work and how do they transmit data? Well, of course, it has to do with the simple way of how computers work, which is through ones and zeros, binary, and this can be interpreted as things that humans can understand, such as pseudocode, or the information that is used to output this video that you're watching right now. At its most basic level, just ones and zeros. And what they can do with the main two types of electronic signals, which are analog and digital, is with analog, imagine that the signal is basically a bunch of lines arranged like this. And where the lines are closer together, more concentrated, it can represent a 1, and where there's a gap, where they're less concentrated, it can represent a 0. And the computer, when it converts this to digital, it can read that and understand the code. The other type is called modulation, where it if you think of a sine wave, which is the type of wave that goes up and down like that, think about when the wave goes up, it's a 1, and when it goes down, it's a 0. You can almost imagine it like that, and that's how these types of analog waves work. However, computers are digital, so they can't use these waves on their own. They have to convert these to digital waves, which basically are discrete, which means they can only be 1 or 0. But that's how signals are sent, and so next time you receive a text message, remember, your phone saw it coming.